क्रिकेट टीवी जहां मिलेगी क्रिकेट की सारी बातें जहां जोश भी है जहां होश भी है जहां क्रिकेट है आओ देखें क्रिकेट टीवी
One run, one single run, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cricket TV, all things cricket and more. I'm Hitvi Patel. And if you watched last match, last night's DC versus GT clash, you're either still on the couch shocked or you have refreshed your feed 17 times already. Gujarat Titans had lost their first two games this season, walked into Delhi and won by one run in a match that had 210, and we are going to break it all down for you. We have an analyst, Narayan Pasari, who finds patterns where the rest of us see chaos. Let's break it down. Let's start from toss, sir. DC won the toss and chose to bowl. What do you think? Was that the right call?
I think that is the pattern which is happening these days. That the captain who wins the toss, opts to bowl first, and except for two matches, I think most of them has been able to do that. Yesterday's again that match did not happen the way uh, you know uh,
Did not
Aksar
follow
thought.
the pattern.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So as you said that. Titans, secured an unforgettable one-run victory over Capitals, at Delhi, and somehow they successfully defended 210, in the dramatic final over which we saw
Yeah.
yesterday. And despite
Yes.
a spectacular 91 from KL
Yeah.
and some terrifying late fireworks from Miller,
Yes. Yes.
DC agonizingly fell short of that on the final delivery.
Yeah.
Courtesy of a very clutch and direct hit run out by Jose Butler. And somehow
Yes.
Kuldeep could not reach the at the wicket keeper's end. So it was
But
very dramatic.
yeah. Butler was the hero of last night's match because GT lost Sai Sudarshan early. He was out for 12, bowled by Mukesh Kumar in the third over. And then we had Joss Butler enter the game. 52 of 27, pure brilliance. What do you have to say on power play, sir, yesterday? The
So
way,
the power play was good, no doubt about that. They made some 63 runs in the 6 overs, and Shubham Gill's returned back to form and made an assured 70. As you mentioned, Butler had his 53, and the best was Washington Sundar. Sundar was promoted up the order, and he blazed with 55 runs to help the GT to reach the 210 for four. Actually, so. Sundar's promotion was inspired captaincy. That was something good. However, GT's lower middle order again contributed very little, and the last 6 overs yielded only some 58 or 60 runs. So that was a decent comeback by DC's bowlers. This means that GT's batting depth beyond the top four remains a matter of concern, which we have been discussing in more of our episodes actually.
DC tried everyone. They tried Kuldeep and Giri, Natarajan, Vipraj Nigam came on, and his one over he gave 23 runs. So whoever handled the ball in overs 11 through 15, they were basically trying to limit damage.
Correct. So if you see, when you come to DC's bowling, only it's one standout, rest were all ordinary. Only Lungi Nigdi was exceptional, using his pace variations, your delivery. He delivered a quite economical, 1 for 24. That is something excellent. Natarajan bowled well, but then considered 34 in his 4 overs again. And DC's spinners, as you mentioned, could not stem the GT's flow in the middle overs. The way you mentioned the over number, 14 to 19 was exceptionally were hit too hard actually.
Yes. Then, like the last stretch, 16 to 20, there it was carnage. Natarajan's
Correct,
18th
correct,
over went for 13, and Giri
correct,
got wickets, but still he gave away runs, and the economy his economy was best at six runs
correct.
per over last night. On captain, he gave away 32 runs yesterday in 3 overs. It's
Yes,
simply too many when it's your captain and the
yeah,
lead spinner giving away so many runs. So it
correct.
sort of did not work for DC last
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
But was
And
there a phase where DC could have pulled back the control?
yeah, there was a phase when DC could have pulled back with some good changes in the bowling, whom to give what point of time, but possibly, uh, you know, they were unstoppable. Washington Sundar was unstoppable. The way he hit and Mr. Butler, once he comes in form, he can have a carnage actually.
Yes,
But when you
yes,
compare DC's bowling with GT's bowling, again, when you see the other side, basically, so Rashid was the difference maker this time. He is the Willie Old Fox. He, unlike the previous two matches where he got one for 29 against Punjab and one for 39 against RR. He delivered an absolute masterclass. If you see, and the way he dismissed Nitish Rana, track the impact player Samir Rizvi for a zero. And when Rizvi does not play a knock, DC cannot win. ऐसा लग रहा है basically. And he also removed Akshar Patel. So he
yes,
finished with those figures of 3 for 17. Completely shifting the momentum back to Gujarat. Actually, that was,
yes.
and he was rightly adjudged the player of the match. If you see at the end of the match, actually, so. And GT's balanced pace attack, if you see, was quite expensive. Ashok Sharma's death bowling has been a matter of concern. His cross seam deliveries haven't been effective, and the Yorker has been slowly disappearing actually from his arsenal. So this is some areas where the GT management has to look into it. So somehow they are dangerously over reliant on Rashid actually. So,
Yes.
but I will still give full marks to the captain for the final over he gave to Prasidh Krishna. He is a strong death bowler and he really delivered actually. So
KL Rahul was the wall through all of this. Had he played until the last ball, maybe DC would have won the game. What do you say of 92 of 52?
no, that was excellent when Rahul is in form. You cannot beat him, and he plays to a plan. He knows which overs and which bowlers to pick up and then hit him. In fact, he did not give any chance in the entire 92 runs. In fact, so master inning from Rahul, and once he is in form, it is good for DC because he had scored only uh, uh, a duck and a one in the previous two matches. So in a way, it is good for the DC that he's back to form.
And Siraj got him, got him. Butler had that catch, and that
Yeah, yeah,
was the end of his knock yesterday. So, last 2 overs, what happened there? What
yeah.
exactly happened?
So the second last over was given to Mohammad Siraj, and Butler and Vipraj Nigam were on the sorry,
Okay.
not Butler, David Miller and
Yeah.
Vipraj Nigam were at the crease, and between them, they scored 23 runs of the second last over. If you see at the end of the 18th over, the scoring looked like 36 runs for victory in those 12 balls. So this 23 runs reduced that 36. So it was only 13 in the last over. And Vipraj Nigam, got a four of the first, and the second ball he was out. And then uh, Miller hit that strong six, and in the last two balls it was two for two. So two runs and two balls, and the second last uh, ball. There was a single which should have been taken by Miller. He did not take it, and in the last ball, he tried to hit too hard, and Prasidh Krishna got better of him, and Butler did the needful. This is what happened basically. So what we can call is it's a brain fade movement. Actually, the brain does not work
Yes.
that time. Yeah.
Yeah. The last ball will be debated for
Yeah.
weeks. If he was trying to play safe, he did not trust his partner. Did he misread the field? What happened? But yes, at the end of the day, DC fell one run short, 209 for 8, and Gujarat Titans won. Uh,
Hetty, I would like to add something on this thought process of Miller, possibly. So there could be some plausible reasons why he, did not take. One could be he didn't trust his partner actually at the other end. We find with Kuldeep is a bowler and as a non-striker, he must have calculated that even if he took that single, Kuldeep, a genuine 10 elder, would come on strike and possibly the last ball needing one run, he would have not scored. That could be one of the reasons basically. So he played that extremely highly risk gamble. And second thing is what that the placement of the second last ball, maybe not at a position where he thought that Kuldeep would come on this side basically. तो इसलिए शायद वो रन नहीं लिया होगा. And it happens as it mentioned that the greatest T20 batters, in the world occasionally freeze in at the do or die moment. They freeze, and possibly this could be one of the moment possibly. And overconfidence also in hitting the last ball for a boundary or a six. मिलर ने सोचा होगा भाई इसके पहले मैंने सिराज को 6-4-6 ऐसा मारा है और इसमें भी मैंने एक 6 मारा है तो हो सकता है प्रसिद्ध को मैंने पढ़ तो लिया है तो मैं एक छक्का इसमें मार सकता हूँ पॉसिबल लिया है चौका मार सकता हूँ. One more thing could be a miscommunication with Kuldeep. They are not regularly coming together as partners, for running. तो हो सकता है कि उनका एक alignment नहीं हो, possibly running between the wickets. This could be the reason. But the cruel irony is that one of these reasons alone may not be there, but a combination of them possibly. But that one non-decision made the most expensive moment of DC's season so far basically. तो ये हो सकता है. And अगर मैच टाई भी हो जाता तो you could count on a super over and both sides
yes,
have very good hitters. So it could have
yes.
been more entertaining for the spectators instead of that last ball run out.
Yes, yes. So I think Shubman Gill's comeback is something that gave a spark to GT's season. They opened their scoreboard with 2 runs last night. So, sir, any closing comments, or shall we hop
Before
on
that,
to
I
our?
would like to add that Patum Nishanka also, he gave a good
Yes,
opening start with Rahul.
yeah,
His 41 of 24 balls was excellent. And
yes,
in the sixth over also they plundered 23 runs between them. So and that power play I mentioned was 63. So the middle order had clumbled, but the opening pair did quite good. So that is one thing possibly. And nothing much to add. That I think in case of any miscalculation, it could lead to 2 points, and that 2 points could be very
important.
important at the end of the tournament or when you come to the big last four and possibly. So actually वो एक रन मिल रहा होता ना मिलर शुड हैव टेकन दैट रन एटलीस्ट अगर बाद में
Yes,
सुपर ओवर में कुछ भी होता हो जाता है एक्चुअली बट नॉट अदर वे अराउंड बेसिकली
yeah.
both the true confidence ego possibly whatever it is and even the tail enders also use the bat ऐसा तो है नहीं कि they are not the tail enders of our times Pishan Singh
Yeah.
Bedi, Chandrasekhar. So India used to play only with 7 or 8 batters that point of time और बाकी तो उनका कुछ था नहीं बट अभी तो बैटर्स लोग अच्छा करते हैं सो हो सकता था चांसेस वुड हैव बीन गुड.
Maybe a bit of effort, maybe a bit of intent should have been there on the last ball, during the last ball. Yes. So that's a wrap up. Our full review for DC versus GT, one of the best matches of IPL 2026 so far. Gujarat Titans won by 1 run. Delhi Capitals leave with heartbreak, but honestly, with their heads held high after that KL Rahul masterclass. Thank you, sir, for breaking it down as always. Thank you all. Thank you to all of you watching Cricket TV. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and stay right there because our next episode, preview of KKR versus LST, is right around the corner. See you soon. Thank you.
आओ देखे क्रिकेट टीवी जहां मिलेगी क्रिकेट की सारी बातें जहां जोश भी है जहां होश भी है क्रिकेट है